Hi, welcome to Marvelous Mysteries, the podcast. I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Jaden.
And we're going to read some icebreakers and mysteries for you, as usual, in this episode. So I found the icebreakers. I'm just going to... No, I don't want that. I want to pull them up. Okay, so, what was the name? Did you give your... do you have a name for your car, your current car, or, one of your first cars that you drove? And what is it? And why? A name. You named your car.
No.
I named my first car Ernie because it was a 2001 Toyota Camry with over 250,000 miles, I think. So it was really old and it was tan. And so he's like an old man, that car. That car was amazing, but yeah, that was my first car, and so I named it Ernie because it's kind of like an old man, and I don't know, it smelled kind of which later I found out because the owner left a can of oil in the car, and it smelled like something died in my car. Oh. But for a while, it smelled like an old person car. I went on a date, and I was like, oh, sorry, I forgot to warn you. My car smells like an old person or whatever. And he was like, yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but it smells weird there. And I did air fresheners, I did it all, but it helps a lot when we found out, a few months after I got the car that there was, a can of oil or something in there it smelled like something died in my car. So my mom was I was like, this car smells terrible. And we were, afraid to find a dead mouse or something that crawled up in there, but it's just oil, apparently. Or I don't know if it was even oil, but... You don't have a name for your current car?
No, I've tried to think of one, but I don't know.
I named my car when I first got it. It's like a 2016 Chevy Cruze, so it's black. So it's not this is kind of insulting. I named it Linda cuz I feel like that's that car's name. It's just it's responsible. It's it works in human resources, or those memes about no babies ever named his name is Linda or whatever. But yeah, it's I don't know, it just fits it because it's I don't know, that just fits my car. So although I don't refer to it as much as I did, because I was in high school then, so I was like, let's go get an Ernie or whatever. And then my sister had it, and I think she kept the name. But okay, so what's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
I don't know. I need time to think. And I'm trying to go through my head.
I have a few. I think just in general. In school we did empathy things where they teach you. They show you a picture of a kid. They did whatever, and then you have to use your iMessage or whatever. I know the school counselor came in to do those every once in a while.
Oh really?
Yeah, in elementary school, and then you do I feel when you because. So it's how it's teaches you how to express your feelings. So you say, I feel sad when you don't include me because it makes me feel left out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, that's a good one. And then I think my other one was just give people the benefit of the doubt in general, which I guess is also empathy. So it works a lot in marriage too, but just don't assume people are out to get you or whatever.
Assume that everybody has best intentions.
Exactly, yeah. So especially with people you're close with or whatever, maybe for a stranger you can assume people following you or something, you can assume the worst intentions, but with friends and family, spouses, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, just don't assume that they're trying to cause you pain, if you don't do the dishes or whatever, your spouse. It's not because they want you to be inconvenienced, it's because they forgot or whatever, or your friend that I'm trying to think of something, didn't invite you to this one thing. It's not because they were oh, I want to exclude you. It's maybe because it didn't occur to them, or there's another reason. I don't know. So I think that's a good piece of advice that I've gotten.
I feel I heard this from somewhere, not necessarily from someone I know, but kind of the how you act is what you attract kind of thing, which is if you act like a jerk, then you're probably gonna attract some jerky people.
Right, yeah. I just heard something like that, to be the friend that you would want.
Yeah.
It's really easy for me to not hang out with people because I'm fine with being alone.
Yeah, me too.
But I want to be invited, and I like hanging out with people. So trying to force yourself to be that person that's similar to that. But I like that. Oh, and the final one is, what's the strangest habit you have?
I don't know. Like, what would be...
Oh, wait, I'll say mine. It's going to be hard to show on the podcast, but, like, okay, well, when I was little, I used to, like, take my when I got excited, I would take my fingers on my nose and, like, I don't, what would you,
like,
tap my face all over my nose. I used to do it all the time when I was little, and I got out of it, but recently I've been, like, I don't do that, but I, like, my fingers just wiggle. Whenever I get, like, excited or anxious about something, I'm just, like, wiggling my fingers, and I don't know why. It's kind of weird, but I can't, like, break it now. I'm trying to, but...
I feel like I did too, like, I'll tap stuff, but, like, I don't know, like, the only thing it's not even that weird. It's, like, I'll just, like, if I, like, I'm wearing, like, a necklace or rings or stuff like that, like, I have to, like, fidget with them, like,
yeah.
like, play with them and, like, stuff like that, like, if I'm, like, bored or, like, anxious or whatever.
I mean, I'm doing it right now with my wedding ring or whatever. I do it all the time. Did you used to suck your hair when you were little?
No.
A lot. I did that. It was hard to break that.
I'm trying to think of I feel like I do have definitely, like, a weird one.
Yeah.
Or, like, just one that's not, like, that common.
Like, if someone, like, lived with you for a week, maybe something that they would notice about you. So I think that, and then... Oh, I definitely, like, shake my leg when I'm sitting down. Like, I tap my knee. Which people hate. My sister, like, screams. She's
really?
Like, my mom hates it, too. They're like, stop shaking! I did it in high school, too. And they're like, you're shaking this whole car, or whatever. So,
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think. I'm sure there is one. I just have never, like, really thought about it before.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, or, like, something you do all the time that, like, if you think about it, you're like, that's it. That's a little straight. Or, like, not many people do that or whatever, I think. So it doesn't have to be, like, a weird thing like that. It could be, like, how you make your breakfast is kind of weird or whatever. Like, you get up and do this, and that's kind of weird.
I don't know. Gosh. I don't know. I don't know if this is, like, really a habit per se. But, like, when I crack my back, like, while I'm working, I do, like, the whole, like, kind of, like, back bend thing. Because I stand all day. I feel like that's kind of weird, because sometimes people just turn around, and I'm just, like upside down, like, trying to crack my back.
You're, like, walking towards them, like, they're possessed. Yeah, that's true. Like, cracking fingers is a habit, or cracking backs. Yeah, I don't know. I probably have a lot more, too.
I do, like, if I wear earrings, I do, like, I play with, like, my earlobe, I guess. Like, I'll kind of, like, tug it sometimes. But usually because my ear's kind of itchy. But sometimes if I wear...
Are you allergic to earrings? I am, too.
Yeah, but I just wear them anyway.
I do, too.
Yeah, I'm, like, I don't have the time or the patience to buy, like, the more expensive ones.
The gold ones. I had a lot. I have some real gold ones. Like, ones, like, Isaac got me for, like, a gift, or my mom has given me, and those don't hurt my ears. But, like, I have some that are very cheap. And they, like, my ears are hurt by the end of the day. But I just, again, I don't, like, I have, like, cute fancy ones or hoops and stuff, but I just can't, like, I just don't spend the money or whatever. But I have, like, I mean, just getting nickel-free isn't that expensive, but a lot of times, I used to be worse. Like, I couldn't even wear necklaces or anything that weren't real gold or whatever. But now it's a lot better, because I think I just did it more. I don't care. Okay. Did I go first last time, or did you? What was even it on?
I think I did.
You went first?
I think so.
Okay, so I go first. Okay, so mine is kind of interesting. It's strange. So it's the murder of the Miyazawa family, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing these wrong. I meant to look it up beforehand, but this is, like, a family in Japan, so I'm going to try my best to, like, pronounce everyone's names correctly. If you know how they're supposed to be pronounced, you can let me know. So December 31st in 2000, the corpses of 44-year-old Mikao maybe, Miyazawa, and his wife Yasuko, and their children, 8-year-old Nina and 6-year-old Rei. It's R-E-J. How would you say that?
R-E-J?
Rej.
Maybe
Rej. I'm not sure. Sorry. Were discovered by Yasuko's mother at their house in Kamisoshigaya. I'll show you. Kamisoshigaya.
Maybe.
I think so. That's me sounding it out. So, which is in the suburbs of Tokyo. So, Mikhail, Yasuko, and Nina had been stabbed to death while Rage had been strangled. The investigation by the Tokyo police was concluded that the family had been murdered December 30th around 11:30 p.m., after which the killer stayed in the house for several hours. So it's very likely the killer entered through an open window on the second floor at the rear of the house by climbing a tree and removed the window screen. The killer strangled Rage. Mikhail came into the room after hearing a disturbance, and he likely fought the killer, and he likely injured the killer until he himself was actually stabbed and died. The killer then attacked Yasuko and Nina. So after all this, the killer remained in the house for 2 to 10 hours potentially. He just hung out there, which to me either says they're mentally ill possibly, or just very much I don't know if it'd be a psychopath or sociopath, where you can just continue on with your life after doing something like that. I don't know if it's a psychopath or sociopath, but you're just fine, whatever, so he used the family computer, drank some barley tea, ate some melon, some ice cream from the refrigerator. He used the toilet and did not flush. He took a nap on the sofa, treated his injuries with the first aid kits, and used other sanitary products. The analysis of the computer revealed that the computer had been connected to their internet the morning after the murders at 1:18 a.m. and again around 10 a.m. And so that's the time that Yasuko's mother entered the house around 10 a.m. So it's possible that either the killer was in the house while she was and left, or they also said it's possible that it could have accidentally been triggered by his mother, which it didn't explain so much how that could happen, but I don't know. So they know for sure that he was there at 1:18 a.m., but not 100% sure about the other thing. So the investigation. So the strangest thing about this is there's so much evidence against this, and obviously it's not solved because this is mystery podcast, so we don't do it's not just true crime, so we never do solve mysteries, but so police have been able to figure out several specific clues on the perpetrator's identity, but have never been able to find him. It was determined that the killer had eaten string beans and sesame seeds because they analyzed what was left in the toilet from the bathroom. They determined that the clothes that he left the knife behind that he used to stab them, and the stuff on it, the clothes, had been purchased from Kanagawa Prefecture. And the police learned that only 130 items of the killer's sweater were made and sold, but they've only been able to actually track down 12 people that had worn that sweater of the 130, and it was not them. So trace amounts of sand were found inside the hip bag that the perpetrator left at the scene. Oh, you have a hip bag.
Yeah,
maybe it's you.
It's me. Surprise.
No, you would have been just a baby.
Yeah, I would have been an infant.
The baby. Okay, so he left that at the scene, and there's sand in it. They found that the sand came from the Nevada desert in the U.S., and it says more exactly the area of an Edwards Air Force Base in California. So this investigation into the murders was one of the largest in Japanese history, involving 246,044 investigators who collect over 12,545 pieces of evidence. And then every year the Tokyo police make an annual pilgrimage to the house for memorial service ceremonies. And in 2019, it was reported that there's still 35 officers assigned to this case, which is kind of crazy because I'm guessing it's just different in Japan. I feel in the U.S., I don't know if that's true, but I feel we wouldn't it would be marked cold, or you know what I mean? Not that much time would be dedicated to that. But I don't know. So they're still offering 20 million yen, which for U.S. dollars is 183,848.88 to any person that can help find clues leading to the suspect, or clues for the case. But like recently the house is likely to be torn down because it's just so old and there's a risk of it collapsing. So no one's like lived there since then too. So as of December 2020, 13,659 tips have been provided to the police. And they still haven't found it, which is so weird to me because there's so much evidence. So the person either knows like they can't be caught or whatever, or they just like didn't care. Like, so it's like there's two things. Like, it's either someone I feel like really smart or someone like mentally ill or like very disorganized. But I don't, obviously I'm not a psychologist or any, I have no authority on this judgment or whatever. But so yeah, so the police found the killer's DNA and fingerprints, but they've not found any matches. They found the killer's blood. He has type A blood, so he's not part of their family. DNA analysis of the blood determined that the killer is male and possibly mixed race with maternal DNA that like indicates that the mother is of European descent, possibly like Southern European near the Mediterranean or Adriatic Sea, and the paternal DNA is like indicates a father of East Asian descent, which is kind of, I didn't know they could tell all that from DNA, but that's cool. Well, I guess they can because of like the DNA kits or whatever now.
Right.
So you can tell where you're from. Which, that was German. My cousin did that, and turns out like my family's super Italian. We have like I don't know, like family like reunions and stuff, and like they do like, they have like the Italian flag up and all this stuff because like my grandmother's mother immigrated from Italy, but it turns out we're technically more Spanish, like from Spain, or at least my cousin Luke was. So we'll see.
That's what you are.
Yeah, I know. I said, is this gonna be drama? Anyways, so the killer is about 170 centimeters, which is like 5'5" maybe, and thin. They estimated that he was 15 to 35 years old at the time of the incident, just because of like, you have to be fit to climb up a tree and young. They believed he's likely right-handed because of the stabs. But that's literally all they know, and they still like haven't found anything, which is just crazy to me because of how much evidence they have. But I'm sure like he just is no criminal record. There's like no DNA on file for him or fingerprints, which is sad. And plus, I'm sure like if he maybe is from, some people thought like when I was looking at it that maybe he is from the U.S., like some sort of military, like,
yeah,
because of the sand they found from Nevada, and like because of like how he was like climbed the tree, like it seemed almost military or like esque, you know, but I just don't know why he killed that family, you know. It's very strange, and I don't think he like took that much stuff, so that's the strange thing to me, that it's just like they didn't really do it. Like, I don't get the motivation, which I'm sure is partially why they didn't catch him too.
Yeah.
So the legacy in 2015, Anne Airy, the older sister of Yasuku, filed a complaint to the Broadcast on Human Rights and Other Related Rights Committee of the Broadcasting and Ethics Program Improvement Organization, after she claimed a TV Ashai documentary aired in 2014 misrepresented her. Oh, and like, I guess, like in this documentary, a TV reporter and ex-FBI agent used profiling to back a theory that the killer murdered the family out of resentment, and she didn't like that. But yeah, so like the house is like a 2-story house. It's really nice, but I mean, it's been demolished, but it's really sad because they don't know anything. It sounds like they haven't been able to figure out like the motivation or anything for it, just because like it seems like there is none, just to kill like a whole family, you know. And
right, it's more just like a random,
yeah, and I'm guessing there's not very many other attacks like this that they found, like, or they're international, so it's like, I think it's usually really hard to like communicate because there's so many different databases and stuff. There's not just one. Each country has their own way of doing things, so it could be that. So it's just unsolved. But yeah, that's all I have. Mine was really short because there's not that much, and I looked at more stuff on it, and it's just like kind of their like theories on it, I guess. Like, yeah, It's just sad. And they don't even have, like, any sort of suspects, you know?
Right.
Which is really sad. And it's, like, been, what, like 21 years, technically?
Mm-hmm.
Almost. So, yeah, that's all I have.
Well, and, like, the description of him that they have is so, like, generic.
Yeah, I know. That's, like...
It's like...
like, it's, like, specific. Like, yeah, you have his DNA in his blood. Maybe he's, like, mixed race and whatever. But, like, there's, like, a bunch of 5'5" or whatever. I don't know if that's even the correct... I just looked it up, but... or 170 centimeter men in, like, Japan or even the world, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all I have.
My nose might start running.
My nose runs so much when I run, no matter what time of year,
Oh,
even
no,
in
mine
the
does
summer.
too.
But I think I looked it up, and I only used the first thing that I saw, so it's not scientific, but it says because the blood, like, goes, because your face gets so warm and all the blood goes to it, so it just starts running.
Well, that's probably true, because whenever I wash my face, I, like, will use warm water. It's like right after I finish, like, I instantly have to, like, blow my nose, because my nose, like, the sinuses just start clearing out. It's like,
Yeah.
Okay. So mine's pretty short as well. And it's a mystery, but it's not a murder mystery.
Okay.
So this is called, well, the title of it is the Enigmatic Nazca Lines of Peru. So, the Nazca Lines are geoglyphs located in an arid coastal area of Peru that covers an estimated 170 square miles. So they're scratched on the ground there, and they number in the thousands and depict creatures from both the natural world and the human imagination. So their lines are scratched on the ground.
Okay.
And they include animals such as the spider, hummingbird, monkey, lizard, pelican, and even a killer whale. There's plants that are also depicted, such as trees, flowers, and oddly shaped fantastic figures. Also illustrated are geometric motifs, such as waving lines, triangles, spirals, and rectangles. So they are located in the arid Peruvian coastal plain about 400 kilometers south of Lima. They are among archaeology's greatest enigmas because of their quantity, nature, size, and continuity. Most designs are only really seen from the air, which is why people are confused as to how and why they were created. A majority...
Sorry, so what are these? These are, like...
They're, like, lines that are drawn in the ground. So, like, I can find a
Okay.
picture if you want after this, and, like, show you.
In Peru?
In Peru, yeah.
Like,
so,
just in the dirt?
yeah. Here,
But they remain? Like,
yeah.
they don't get blown away? Okay.
Yeah, like, there's, like, some more, like, about, like, how it looks, and so, or, like, how they last.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. I'll show you a picture. Like, wow, how do I spell this? But yeah, they're just, like, things that, like, literal lines that are just drawn in the ground.
Oh, okay.
So they look like that and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, so
And
it's
like,
like the crop circle things when people thought it was aliens.
Kind of, but yeah, just
Or like those Scooby-Doo episodes.
Yeah. But with lines instead.
Okay, interesting.
Oops, I just opened up Siri. Okay. What did I just read? Okay, wait. Yeah, okay. So majority of the lines date from 200 BC to 500 AC, to a time when people referred to the Nazca, So when people who were referred to as the Nazca inhabited the region. The Nazca people were an ancient prehistoric culture that was successful in using engineering techniques to bring underground water to the surface for irrigation. However, there is little known about this culture as they left no written records. So the lines were made by scraping away the reddish iron oxide covered stones that cover the desert surface to reveal the white sand beneath. Most places, wind, rain, and erosion would remove traces of this within a few years. However, at Nazca, the lines have been preserved because it is such a windless, dry, and isolated location. That's the only reason why they're still around, is because they literally don't really have, like, weather at all. That's
Okay.
except for, like, just dry weather, so there's no way for the lines to get ruined by, like, the wind and rain. So the lines were first discovered by Peruvian archaeologist Toribio. I'm just going to say his first name because I can't pronounce his last name at all.
Okay.
Toribio in 1927 when he stumbled across them on foot. It wasn't until the 1930s when air traffic in the area increased and lines were spotted. It's often stated that the lines can only be seen from air. However, this is a myth. A 2007 study that looked at 1,500 drawings in the Palpa region found that each and every geoglyph can be spotted from the ground. So there are two types of lines, biomorphs and geoglyphs. The biomorphs include around 70 animal and plant figures. They are grouped together in one area on the plain, and archaeologists believe that they were constructed about 500 years ago before the geoglyphs. There are about 900 geoglyphs, and the geoglyphs are geometric forms that include straight lines. Trying to. How can I say that word? That one right there.
Trinables?
Yeah, okay, that might be it.
Trinables?
Trinables, spirals, circles, and trapezoids. They are usually large in size. The longest line stretches 9 miles.
Okay, wow.
So, why they were created, like this, like the next section. So scientists believe that they are linked to the heavens, with some representing constellations in the night sky. However, research has found that there are just as many lines not related to constellations as those that are, meaning that this theory cannot provide a complete explanation. Other experts believe that the lines played a role in pilgrimage, with one walking across them to reach a sacred place, such as a Kahuachi, is how you say it, and its adobe pyramids. Another idea is that the lines are connected with water, something vital to life, yet hard to get in the desert. It may have played a part in the water-based rituals. However, the fact that the lines have remained enigmatic have promoted alternative theorists to float ideas about extraterrestrial. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the word.
Aliens.
Communication or messages to the gods. The UNESCO, I mean, it's abbreviated, so it's like the UNESCO.
Okay.
Conveyed the wonder of this ancient place when they said that the Nazca lines and geoglyphs from a unique and magnificent artistic achievement that is unrivaled in its dimensions and diversity anywhere in the prehistoric world. This unique form of land use bears exceptional witness to the culture and beliefs of this region of the pre-Hispanic South America. So, I'm gonna be real with you. I tried looking up so many articles about this, but all of them were pretty much the same thing, because like nobody knows how they got there, right? Like all they have is like how the lines were created, as in like scratching the surfaces of rocks and like how they stayed that far. So I have like some theories about like what they could be for and stuff like that. So there's 4. The first one is that no one knows why the lines are built, and there are many Nazca line theories, some of which are a bit ridiculous and others are more credible. So the first one was from a Swiss archaeologist named Erich von Daniken, who concluded that the drawings were made by aliens who used the lines as landing tracks. To some, this may seem a little crazy, but there were many people who believed this, and was made more convincing by the presence of the astronaut that is one of the figures of the Nazca lines. The second one is that the lines were a calendar. So according to Maria Rieck, maybe? A German woman who spent her life studying the lines, the drawings form a schedule and a map. The countless lines that cross the desert in all directions were used to observe the movements of the sun and moon. This method was used by the Nazca people and could predict the change of seasons that helped them with their agriculture. Some of the lines indicate the direction in which the seasonal constellations can be seen. There are some strong objections to this theory, however.
Okay.
Sorry, I had like an ice cube in my water, and it came out at the same time I was drinking. Another one is that... Sorry. Okay. So one theory states that the answer to the Nazca lines mystery lies in the poetry of the Nazca people. So these masterpieces of the ancient civilization are characterized by bright colors. All the drawings of the Nazca lines are represented in the pottery, giving credit to the theory that the lines were in some way used for agricultural purposes. Also, did I say poetry before? I meant to say pottery.
Oh.
Sorry.
The poetry of the...
The mystery lies in the pottery of the Nazca people.
Okay.
And the last one is that the meaning of the Nazca drawings and the need for water of the ancient culture. From another theory, which is that the drawings were made by a single line without breaks that could have served as water channels. Although these days the El Nino effect causes many problems in the world, the Nazca people knew of knew of its existence and planned for the rains that came every 7 years. Which is just, I think, rain that much. Like, every 7 years you get rain.
Okay.
Which I feel like the last one... Okay, well, there's, like, a little bit part I guess I should read before I say what I was about to say. So the last little bit is that the Reich astronomy theories held true until the 1970s when a group of American researchers arrived in Nazca to study the lines. After studying the lines, they began to doubt the Reich astronomy theory and concluded that the lines were used by the Nazca people for water purposes, as the area receives around 20 minutes of rain every year.
Okay, I see.
Which I feel like that's the end of it. But I feel like that's like the most reasonable one, is that they were used as like water channels.
Right.
But like at the same time, I don't know why they were putting like pictures and things, because I mean like the pictures I showed you like literally had like spiders and like birds and stuff.
Right.
So I guess like unless they were bored.
Oh, it could have been like it could have been like some sort of symbols, like the like in the 30s, like the like hobo writing. You know what I mean? Like the cat, like where they would like. I know you're not supposed to say hobo or whatever, but that's what they were called in the 30s. But like they would write little things like, this means like a nice person lives here, or like cops were here.
Yeah,
so it could be I wonder if it's something like that.
Maybe, or like kind of like good luck symbols in a sense. Maybe.
Yeah,
that'd probably be. Yeah.
Which that would be hard to, because are there mountains there? Like, is someone standing up there like, okay, that looks good?
I know.
They're like run back and forth. Yeah. Like, jeez.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be hard to do even now. But at least you could have someone say, okay, go this way and this way. You could call them, or walkie-talkie at least.
I think that was like part of the mystery part of it was because they're like, from what it sounded like when I was reading it, it sounded like it was just like in a plain, like there wasn't any mountains or anything. So I think that was like part of it, was like people were like, well, how did they like know what it looked like as they were making it? So I don't know. I mean, I thought it was interesting. Like I said, I tried to find more information about it, but a lot of the articles are very much the same. Yeah. And very vague, because there isn't that much evidence really about like what it could be or could not be.
Right. Okay.
But yeah.
Cool. Well, that's all we have. You can like, comment, subscribe, whatever you're on, do it. You can follow us on social media. If there's a icebreaker question you want us to like answer, you can DM us or comment it. If there is a mystery or something you want us to do or look into, you can also send us that. You can check out our other podcast if you just like hearing us like talk or whatever. It's called Topics and Tea, and that releases every other week. But you don't have to. So if not, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.